Hello, welcome to another Pen Talk with me, Chris. Today is going to be a special review. This is my fourth Delta. For those that have been watching, you've seen the other three video reviews. This is the highest retail pen I've ever purchased. I got it at a good price, so it's not the most expensive pen I ever purchased, but it's certainly among them. I was impressed with the way the pen looked, which we'll get into a little bit, but this is part of the Indigenous Species series that Delta does. This is Series 6. The box, just as usual, Delta just does a phenomenal job in their packaging. As we open up the box, you'll see we're greeted by the standard, or for some of the pens, the standard plastic box design. And there's also some literature explaining about the indigenous people. Nice little historical perspective there. And as with all the Delta pens that I've received, in the back, you can see the write-up of the pen. This comes in a couple different versions and models. There's an 18 karat gold model, there's a lever fill model, and the one I got was a cartridge converter. All of them have 18 karat nibs. And as you can see, this is model number 280 out of the series. This is, I think, 1851 is the number of models, and it was purchased on March 15th of 2015. March 25th, sorry. The plastic box has two screws on either end. So you generally, in this version of the box, you need to undo one and then loosen the other one. Let's take it out of the box. There's also included a bottle of ink. I have not opened it up to see what color it is. So as you can see, the box shows off the pen very nicely in the little transparent window. And you can just unloosen the other screw, slide the lid across, and there is the pen. I've gone to a tripod so we can get a little bit more of a steady view in the camera. As you can hear, the pen is very secure in the box with this very dense foam. And you get a beautiful presentation package. So we look closely at this pen. Hopefully the video comes across and you can appreciate the level of detail, the fine craftsmanship, the quality of the materials. It's just exquisite. It has a good weight to it. We'll cover the specifics a little bit later. We got this nice afternoon sun. Thought it'd be good to show off the pen. Delta always engraves their pens, at least the ones that I've had, with the model number. This is a limited edition. And if you look at you can see it's number 280 out of 1857. Again, all the metal here is sterling silver. Just extremely well done. There's the hallmark. And opening it up, it's a screw cap. It does post. And not knowing how this pen will work, it does post securely. It fits very well in the hand. It's not a small pen, which is nice for this level of expense. But again, the beauty is just phenomenal. If we take a close-up look at the nib, they just have an engraving, similar representative of the people that the pen is to exemplify or commemorate. Apparently indigenous people are doing something with the UN to try to maintain their culture, because in the country of India these people like to live simply off the land, and they're getting moved out of all their areas, logging industry, civilization, cities, that type of thing. So hopefully the sun is letting you appreciate the depth of color, the many colors in this pen, the way it's put together, the way it looks. And this wonderful clip is of a sarangi, kind of like a totem pole it looks like. The top is a pattern similar to what they did in their textiles. The bronze and brownish red is similar for the colors of the soil, and the ivory and red bands are indicative of colors that were popular in the clothing that they made. I just find this pen incredibly interesting, extremely well made. Just looks beautiful every time I look at it. And the resins and the mother of pearl that they have in the resins just gives it a look which is extremely unique. The sterling silver bands accent everything quite well, and the interesting carvings and designs are also very nice. This pen comes also in a lever fill with a smaller number of pens. This is the cartridge converter model, and it also comes as a roller ball for those who would like that method of writing. Engraving of one of the indigenous people on the nib. It just makes it unique. I mean, this nib is only going to be on this pen, and it is supposed to be semi-flex, but we'll find that out when we do a writing sample. The pen can be posted. This is probably not a pen that I would post for various reasons. Number one, because of the cost of the pen, and number two, it's a substantial girthy pen, so it's very comfortable to write with unposted, and posting really doesn't change the balance that much. So we'll take one drive-by look at the pen, and then we'll take a look at it writing, and we'll maybe do a comparison of the pen against other pens so you can get an idea of the size. Hope you're enjoying the view. Here's some comparisons for the Delta Adivasi, and then we have a Delta Dolce mid-size, the Pelican M800, and the Franklin Christoph Model 19. The Adivasi almost makes the mid-size look small. It certainly has the length, and it's only slightly smaller in the cap and midsection. The M800 in this series of pens looks like the small one. Let's uncap and take a look at it from the section side. When we do that, you'll see that the Adivasi is still the longest one of the group. The section of the mid-size is certainly the largest, followed by the Adivasi and the M800 and the Franklin Christoph. It's interesting how the different sections, and that's really where your fingers touch the writing instrument. One of the things I'd like to look at while we're here is in the cap section. It has a little flare out here at the end, which I think is interesting. And the other thing that I noticed is that inside the barrel, there's a liner. Looks to be like a gray plastic liner, adding strength to the pen. So one of the things I really love about Deltas is they have a really great design and engineering aspect to it, and they are made to last forever. So this is our comparison. I've decided to try out the Delta ink. I've never used Delta ink. Not certain exactly what the color of this ink is, so we'll add it to the pen, we'll put it to paper, and we'll see how it works. This is a cartridge converter. It's the Delta converter that has been in all of the Delta pens that I've had. I'm going to bring that piston down to the bottom, uncap our ink. Looking inside the cap, looks like it's a black. There might be some nuances to the color. It also looks like it's kind of muddy, but we'll see how it looks on paper. Not a lot of ink in this bottle, so we're just going to draw up a little bit. Drain off as much as we can back into the bottle. Put the bottle aside, grab our trusty rag or paper towel, clean off the nib section, reassemble. A lot of threads, very secure. So let's look what this is like. That's interesting. May have dried it off too much. This is an 18 karat medium. It is a soft nib. It feels soft. I do like it. It's much better than the 14 karat broad nib that I had, which is a little bit stiffer. As all Delta nibs I've ever had, it's extremely smooth. You don't need a lot of pressure to have the ink flow onto the paper. Yeah, I definitely say this is a black ink. May not have been my first choice for a pen with this color and depth to it. So we'll put it a run through. The horizontal lines are nice. As you can see, you can get a little bit of line variation on the downstrokes. I would definitely not call this flex, but then I'm a vintage flex guy, so my views of flex might be quite a bit different than others. Nice heavy line of ink that it puts down. I waited a while because I'm assuming this ink is not a quick dryer. I hope you enjoyed this video review of a unique and interesting pen. So, thank you for viewing, and may all your writing experiences be extremely pleasurable and may continue to add to them. And I'm sorry my writing is, as usual, minimal. Thanks, bye.